Hi Libra, welcome back to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth and I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot Reader. This Libra is your love reading for the month of November. I'm going to draw 6 cards initially. Each of them corresponds to a different thing, but I'll tell you that as we go. I've already shuffled the cards, I've already meditated on the cards. I'll do that a little bit more and then we'll get started. Okay, there we go, my darlings. These are clarifiers. I don't know why they wanted to come there. Maybe they're clarifying those. I don't know. I feel like this, by the way, is your love potential for the month. So that's exciting. Anyway, these are clarifiers. These are additional cards here. I'll know when to pull them out. So let's get started, my darling. This card here relates to your overall energy or focus for the month of November, and that is the 4 of Cups. Okay, so this is there's 2 things with this card. Let me go through the ideas with you. Number 4 is about our foundations, the structures in our lives, the structures that we rely on, the structures that we build, and in this instance, with it being Cups energy, it's related to emotions, our emotional structures, our ability to respond to our emotions, to recognize them, how we do that. So this is a question of, how are you feeling and why? Basically, that's the question of the 4 of Cups. And that's a question that you're being asked to focus on this month, Libra. We talk about this card being emotional boredom, feeling, maybe feeling rejected, maybe feeling hurt, but it's really an energy of trying to understand yourself right now. What are your emotional experiences in this month, in the month of November? There's no getting away from it, Libra. There's something that you need to work on, understand, uncover when it comes to your emotions and when it comes to emotional relationships. Now, Venus is look at the description box below for the full astrology of the month and watch the astrology video. But Venus is retrograde. Venus went retrograde on the 31st of October, and it'll say this below that that's the desire to reconcile. When Venus goes retrograde, it's about a desire to reconcile or to heal or to release from circumstances that have caused us to be imbalanced. They might be related to love, attraction, relationships, etc. So this is what this is about. It's about, okay, what is the thing that you want to reconcile, to heal from, to understand, to change, to move? You've got to do that work when it comes to this month. You've got to do that work to try to understand that this month, okay? In this position, in the second position, this card is related to what or who you could encounter or experience this month, okay, in November. And the what you could experience is this type of energy, the energy of the 2 of Pentacles. You could be experiencing indecision. You could be experiencing trying to make a choice between 2 people, or 2 different people, 2 different relationships, or it could be, do I stay single? Do I get into a relationship? Or it could be, something of that ilk. And it's the emotion involved in making that type of decision. And it is emotional for you this month, because you're committed to really not making a decision. You're weighing up your options, but you're not really making a decision. And this is a feeling of indecision, not being able to move on from something or to move past something, because in a way, it's, even though it's not comfortable, it's more comfortable being here than being being somewhere else right now for you. Okay, so for November it might just be, and that's absolutely fine. You know, that's how it works. We have to have time out sometimes of taking action and of dating or whatever. Sometimes we just have to sit with ourselves, you know, recognize our own feelings, our own emotions, our own experiences. And I think that that's what's going on for you this month. You know, maybe there are people that are around you that are asking you out, that want to talk to you, whatever. But there's things that you need to sort of get to the bottom of, Libra, for you. There's balance that needs to be restored for you in your life, in emotionally. So we'll see what comes out. We'll see. Okay, the next card is your perspective or your past, where you're coming from. So this is the marriage card, and ordinarily we're like, yeah, baby, woo woo. You know, four of wands, again, structures, foundations, blah blah blah, and ones that we're passionate about as well. So it could be that for you, what has happened is it's the end of this. You know, this is where you were in the past, this is where you are now. So what got you to this point? You know, in the past you were happy, clearly, or in a committed relationship, or in a committed sort of unit with another person, maybe with children, etc. You had all the things that you needed to feel happy, you thought, or you felt in the past. Maybe that's not the case anymore. There's, is it this one or is it that one? I'm not sure, so I'm not going to use them. I'll know. So in the past, that's how it was, and now you're feeling like this, the Four of Cups. So it's interesting, isn't it? It suggests that there's been a change in your circumstances. You maybe were married in the past, or were in a committed relationship, and now you're not. Or maybe you were happy in the past in your relationship, and you're still in that relationship, but you're still feeling like this, which is you don't really know why you're not feeling great about things, but you're just not feeling great about things. And it's interesting. This is going to tell us something, actually. This is the love potential or love lesson for the month of the month of November. I say wow because before, in between readings, as I said, I always pick up the cards, shuffle them, meditate a little bit. And when I did that, all these four, I've just realised now, all these four cards fell out on the floor. I fell onto the floor, up facing upwards. And so it's just interesting that these have actually come out for you, because obviously I shuffled them again, and 4 times, 5 times, 10 minutes, whatever. Anyway, you've got the Strength card in your love potential or love lesson in the month of November. And this is an energy that I was thinking about the number 8s this morning. I was reflecting on the energies of the number 8s. I was thinking about, I was meditating on that, and I was thinking about the fact that 8 is a karmic number, it's a karmic cycle, and really the 8 is about, or the karmic cycle is about uncovering what is within. It's about uncovering what is within us, who we are, our emotions, our truths. It's about uncovering that when we go through these karmic cycles. So number 8s are really sustained over time, the things that you go through, experiences that take time, because you need to see your strength. But in order to see your strength, you feel weakened. So you might be feeling weakened by a relationship, by the end of a relationship, by the relationship that you're currently in. The strain of that might be getting to you this month, or it may have already gotten to you, if that makes sense. And you're being confronted really this month with truly a sense of really recognizing where you are. Like, this needs to stop. I need to stop doing this. I need to stop feeling this way. I need to let this go. I need to move on. I need to just release it. I'm working too hard. I'm pretending I don't care about this, but I really do. Whatever it is specifically for you, Libra, you know, when we see the Strength card, there's weakness lurking, i.e., we have to see those, we have to have those experiences that weaken us so that we can see actually how strong we are. And that takes time, that takes energy, that takes effort. So you've been putting in time, you've been putting in energy, you've been putting in effort. You may be doing that this month, putting in time, putting in energy, in effort to understand what's beneath the surface, to understand why the marriage didn't work or why the relationship didn't work, to understand why you're not moving on or why you're struggling to move on, okay? You've got to put in the energy in order to understand that this month, and be courageous, you know, be confront yourself. Look at yourself, confront yourself, look at your actions. It doesn't matter what they did, it doesn't matter what she did or he did, it doesn't matter. What about you? What did you do? That's only ever how we heal through something. Because if we lament, oh, my marriage is over, my wife left me, like she left me, whatever, for whatever reason she left me, you can sit there for like 10 years just going, oh my God, my wife left me, like, blah, 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 blah. But what about you? And I don't mean that like, oh, you deserved it. Not at all. What I mean by that is, okay, what did you learn from that experience, from that marriage, from that relationship? What did you learn from that experience about you, about how you feel about yourself, about how you treat yourself, about what your self-worth is, about your own ego? What did you learn about it because of that situation, because of that relationship? This is partly related to this. That's related to the strength card as well. Okay, this is clarifying the strength card. Excellent. We've got the world card. So this is saying that things have moved on. This is like a new beginning. This is like a transformation. Like the death card's a transformation, but the death card's like a process of transformation. The world card is you're in it. You're in the new world. You've got the new start. The death has already happened. The transformation's already... when I see the world card, you've already been doing stuff. You've already been working on it. You've already been thinking about it. You've already been weighing it up. You've already been... this might be a hangover from October. In October you might... Or whenever you got into this situation. And you'll know what I mean by that. This is like a hangover now this month. For some reason it's sort of playing on your mind. Maybe we're coming closer to the holidays, or you're starting to think about, you're starting to think about, oh my gosh, like I've got no wife now, I've got no husband now, or whatever it is for you as an individual. But this is really saying that actually the new world is already here. You're actually in the new situation now, and you've got to be strong in the situation that you now find yourself in, even if that means that you're single and alone or divorced or whatever. You're in this new place, and this new place that you're in is meant to be showing you your own strength, is meant to be showing you really how you show up in these relationships and how to really foster the type of relationship that you want in the future. So you're in that situation now, in November you are in that situation. Right, this is your challenge. We've got the Empress. So the Empress could be, I'm pretty sure the Empress is related to the Sun. If I remember off the top of my head, I think it's related to the Sun. And the Sun, if you think about it, is all about awareness. She's about awareness as well. She's about understanding clarity. Waiting for awareness, waiting for clarity to come, waiting for something to come in, waiting for things to be redressed, rebalanced. This is your challenge. It's like, you're finding it hard to be content where you are right now. You're finding it hard to be content where you are. And it might be, obviously, these are quite difficult energies. So, for some of you, you have come out of a relationship, a marriage, a commitment, and you're feeling basically rubbish about yourself. I'm not being frivolous. I'm just trying to use a word that, sums it up, basically. And you're feeling not very good about yourself, and you don't want to be in this situation. You don't want to be single. You don't want to be getting over this. You don't want to be having to do this. Why isn't the marriage working? Why? But again, that impatience, I suppose, that what you're struggling with is the acceptance of that, and is the learning that comes with this type of experience. At the end of a marriage, at the end of any relationship, whether it's a friendship or a romantic relationship, you've always got to do that reflection. You always have to. You always should do, because that's where you learn. That's where you get the learning. That's where you understand the lessons. And it's like it's a challenge for you to sit with this energy right now. And as I said, maybe it's because it's November coming up in America. Hi, 51% of my viewers. In America, you have obviously Thanksgiving, and isn't Thanksgiving in? Forgive me. I think is Thanksgiving in November. I don't know when it is. I don't know. I'm sorry. I apologise. But anyway, maybe because it's coming up to holiday season that, you're starting to you're feeling uncomfortable being on your own, you're feeling uncomfortable being single or whatever, you don't want to think about this time, you don't want to think about your family, but it's hard. It's a hard time of year, you know, but this is also the time of year that most people get divorced, by the way, just FYI. And that's because you're spending more time, everyone's off work, so everyone's in the house together and spending time together, and then you realise you can't stand your spouse. I mean, I'm not laughing. But this is the advice to how to achieve balance this month. And this is really, look at this, it's beautiful. It's about looking back and remembering the good times and remembering that, again, it taught you something. Even if you're in a different place now and it's not, you don't feel very positive about where you are, it really did teach you something. It really did give you something. And look what you get. You get the Ace of Cups. These were the two that I just didn't know what to do with, but they wanted to come out, so I'll give you the messages. So the Six of Cups, this is your advice on how to achieve balance. And I think it's just really, you need to just be a bit more compassionate with yourself and aware of your feelings and your emotions. Remember, number 6s are linked to the Lovers card. Number 6 on the Tree of Life is beauty. I always talk about the fact that beauty is about the recognition of the value of something, recognizing that there is value in a flower or in a song or in a piece of music or in a person, blah, 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 or in an experience in this instance, you know, recognizing the value of those experiences. And maybe for you, it's like, this goes way back. You know, you're single now, you're married, you're not married anymore, or you've split up with your partner, but maybe your discontentment, your unhappiness, or your uncertainties indicated by the Four of Cups, maybe that goes way back before this marriage, before, you know, when you were younger, when you were a child. You know, there needs to be a complete turnaround in your attitude to yourself. You've got to start getting real with yourself. You can't keep pretending that you're happy or that you're fine with how everything's going. There needs to be, and I say this because we've got this Ace of Cups here, there needs to be a new way, a complete change in how you're addressing the things that you're addressing. You've got to recognise that you're in a new place now, a different scenario, different situation now, and that there is gold here. There is gold here. There is blessings, there is lessons, there are things that you can learn in order that you can feel more secure and more able to love yourself first of all, and then somebody else. We've got the Ace of Cups that wanted to come out next. I have no idea, but these cards wanted to come out for you, so I'm pulling them out for you. We've got the Ace of Cups, so suggestive of potentially that there is new love coming your way in the month of November, or a new emotional beginning, a beginning of you feeling differently about yourself, a beginning of you taking into account your emotions, recognizing your emotions, being conscious and aware of those things. And maybe this is something that you struggled to do in the past. You struggled to maybe do it when you were a little kid, when you were a little child, little goober. You know, maybe you struggled with it all those years, and it's only now that your marriage has failed or that your relationship has broken down that you're actually realising, okay, stop. I have to go back. I have to go way back here, and I've got to start doing that healing work. I've got to start thinking about that stuff, reflecting on that stuff that happened in the past, because I can't move on until I do that. And that's really what there's a real strength that's coming through here, Libra. There's a real strength. This is your last card. I don't know what it's going to be. We'll look at it in a second. There's a real strength coming through here, Libra. I mean, we've got the strength card here, haven't we? There is a real strength, and it's like really understanding, knowing that this is where you should be right now, even if it's difficult. And believe me, I mean, listen, I've recorded Capricorn's video not long ago. Their video is called Soulmate, and I ended up speaking to them about and I cried. I was crying on the video, which happens because what I was saying to them is that, you know, sometimes you meet someone, a friend, it could be anyone, a friend, a lover, whatever, you meet someone and it really completely changes your life for the better. And even though the situation was uncomfortable, or it was difficult, or it wasn't what you wanted, or it was a bad situation that you were in, you realise, looking back, the benefit of hindsight, that, oh my gosh, if that did not happen, what would I have done? Like, where would I be now? Like, I'm so glad that happened. And it does take time to get to that place where you can recognise the wisdom with number 6s of these experiences, no matter how challenging they are. recognize the blessings that are there. And I think that for you, you're in that, you've got to snap out of the false sort of world that you've been either living in or creating or supporting. That sense of self, that sense of who you are, that sense of how you feel, your perspective on those things. Like, there's a thing that keeps coming into my head. Stop kidding yourself because it only hurts you. Stop kidding yourself because it only hurts you. If you're not honest with how you're feeling, if you're not aware of how you're feeling, it only hurts you. I mean, yeah, it hurts other people as well, but it hurts you mostly. And I think that, I feel like you're getting that. I feel like, or that's coming, that energy's coming, that new beginning emotionally is coming. Let's have a look at your last card. Well, we've got an opportunity here, haven't we? We've got a number 2. We've got 2 commitments, partnerships, duality, diplomacy, getting along with people, basically, number 2. This is the wand energy as well, so it's related to the things that we're passionate about, the things that we are, the things that motivate us and move us, the things that we imagine, the things that we dream about. That's all the wand energy. But also with the wand energy, because it's related to the sacral chakra, your second chakra, which stores all those things that I've just said, imagination, creativity, passion. It also stores the traumas that we've had and the traumas that we faced and the sadnesses that we faced and the knocks to and the blows to our ego and self-esteem, the things that make us curl up into a ball and not show people. So sometimes it's hard to move toward the things that we want, or to make the changes that we want, or to take the action that we want, because we've been so bruised in the past that we're sort of protective of ourselves, within ourselves. We stay within ourselves. And I really feel like for you, Libra, there's opportunities, it seems, opportunities to break out of it, opportunities to break free from that, from the way that you've been thinking, the way that you've been feeling. You've been stuck somewhere when it comes to relationships. You've been stuck on someone, or you've been stuck thinking that all women are cheaters, or all men are liars, or whatever your individual thing is. And it's about realizing this month that actually this goes way back. It goes way back, and you need to address it, because so that you can move forward, and so that you can have another commitment relationship, a healthy one that you want. Okay, with these cards here. There's a dog barking outside, so Tiny might go mad in a minute. So let me close this reading out before all the doggies start barking. So it's going to be an interesting month for you, a good month for you, a month, maybe a month of solitude. But look, we get a new emotional beginning. So this could be someone coming into your life, or it could just be you feeling better about your life, yourself, etc. But the work really is with you is really, one, recognizing that you're in a new place now, you're in a new situation now, and it demands you to be strong. 2, that you need to become aware of really what your emotional foundations are, what they are built on, what your sense of self is built on, what your emotions are built on. This means going back. It might be uncomfortable, it might be painful, but you've got to go back, you've got to look back, you've got to recognize that there's goodness even in the dark. Okay, so my darlings, I hope you like that reading. I'm gonna, Libra, next week I'll post your general reading, and the week after I'll post an additional love reading for you guys as well. Okay, so if you haven't already, please subscribe and click the bell below so you get notifications. I'm speaking really fast. As soon as the readings go up. Please like this video, please comment on this video, and of course share this content if you know that other people could benefit from it as well. Okay, and I know a lot of you do, so thank you for that. You can also, if you like, follow me on Instagram and on Facebook at Key Wisdom Tarot. Thank you so much for being here, Libra. Have a fabulous November, and I'll see you all again next week. Take care, my darlings. Bye.